listen, this is right up his alley. This is the things he was born to do, I think. Oh, see. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 2026. Just want to show you some things I found when I got home. This is some of the stuff that you don't want to see, but this happens. It's just part of the process. This is stuff we have to keep an eye on. So when we got home back from our trip, I started riding around immediately, started doing some scouting, just driving around the field. I did not fly the thermal drone. I will be doing that some more later, but I found this with my eyes, just visual. I saw a problem out in this field. This is the last field that we planted. And I was kind of surprised at what I saw, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something to do with transplant shock. And I think it looks like we must have had some bacteria that got into our seed beds right at the tail end. So let me show you what I'm finding here and some of the things that we have to look for and have to scout for. And this is stuff we don't want to see. And it's not that much. I kind of panicked when I first saw it, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be bad, and it still could be. But anyway, we've caught it, and we're going to be addressing it today, as a matter of fact, and see if we can do something to slow this down and maybe even stop it. The ones that's dead are dead, no bringing them back to life. But we're going to try to protect the ones that are still alive, and we'll get them through it. Just something we have to do. I know there's a lot of people that don't understand, maybe don't believe that we have to use fungicides. We have to use some of the chemicals that we have to use. We don't like to do that, but I'm gonna show you a reason we have to do it. This is some of the plants that I'm finding, some of the transplants, and you can see some of them, they've got a hold, but look at that one, look how easily that pulled up. And that plant's dead. Roots are dead. There's one little tiny little new root coming out, but it doesn't look right. And these plants by now should have roots. I've showed you some earlier, they should be 10 inches deep. And these plants something's happened to them. You see this one's already totally dead, it's gone. This is gone. See how easy they pull up? Now there's some of them, you can tell that's a bigger, healthier plant, and it's got a hold, I can't pull it up. I could rip it up, but I don't want to do that. But something's going on here, and you can see there's a pretty good stretch of them here. We got a lot of spots all in this area, and I don't know, there might be, I'm just guessing, I hadn't measured, maybe a 5-acre block right here that we got some issues in. And we're gonna have to apply some fungicide today. So we'll show you how we do that in just a little while. Show you some of the rigs that we use and how we do it. But this is the why, folks. This is the reason we have to do this. If we leave this unattended and unchecked and bacteria spread, and diseases spread, they can start in a small spot, but they can rapidly take over an entire field. So we can't let that happen. We have to protect our crop. We have to do what we have to do. But this is the reason. I'm not glad to see this, but it is good that some of you can see some of these things. I know there's a lot of people don't believe in fungicides. They don't believe in chemicals at all. And I don't like it. I don't like having to use them. But the ones we're using, they're labeled for onions. So we'll use some copper for the bacteria. That's one of the things we're going to use. And we're going to see if we can slow this stuff down and get it stopped. Sunshine will really help. We're not getting much of that right now at the moment. I think later in the week it's supposed to clear up a little bit. Get some sunshine going on, a little bit of warm weather. But it's just some of the things we face. Just wanted you to see that. So we'll go over and take a look at our spray rigs and show you some of the new technology we got, we're excited about. Again, timing is everything in farming. I keep saying that. And what I mean by timing is we don't get ideal conditions to address situations like this. When you find something like this, you need to address it quickly. We got to get on it. We got to hit them hard. We got to hit them fast. See if we can get this stopped and protect the ones that's still alive, and we'll be fine. All right, so this is one of the sprayers we use. We've been using this type sprayer for a long time. This is a ground rig. It's a John Deere. And we went to this. It's all about, again, it's all about speed. I keep saying that. It's all about efficiency. and when it's time to spray, we need to spray quickly, we need to get over fast. For a lot of reasons. For disease pressure, you don't get that many days that you don't have a lot of wind, so you get ideal conditions and you have some disease pressure and you need to get over quickly. We need to be able to move. Casey's one of the best that's ever been on one of these sprayers. He's a little bit too fast for my taste sometimes. He makes me nervous. He comes around these corners on 2 wheels.
Everybody sees this air ride thing. This thing's on air, and it just floats like this, and they see me come around a curve and they all panic, think I'm fixing to flip over.
I told him it's on him if you turned it over. I can't help it. Just don't call me about it. But he's gonna tell you a little bit about it, how many acres he can spray in a day and how fast he goes, how much water he puts. So he's the master at this. He's been doing it for a long time. I just watch in amazement. I don't have anything to do with it much, so
You sprayed with
I sprayed some
when we had.
Yeah, I sprayed with it some. And I can do it again. I ain't never seen anything I couldn't drive. Give me a few minutes on it, I can drive anything on wheels. Excuse me. Don't put me in the air. Keep me on the ground. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, I can handle all of that. But anyway, that's our spray magician right here, so he'll tell you all about it.
Well, basically it carries 600 gallons of spray. So early on in the season, we spray 30 gallons of water, which equates to a 20-acre tank. And usually with my mixing man, we can spray sometimes 12, 13, 14 tanks in a day. So whatever the math adds up to that, 250 acres maybe. And then later on in the season, as we get more growth on the onions, we like to see more water. And so we spray 40 gallons of water per acre, and that equates to 15-acre tanks. So then again, as you translate that into 13, 14 tanks, naturally that cuts back a little bit, but still it's 200 acres a day easily. And so we got roughly what, 480, 500. So
yep.
you can spray over the entire crop pretty much in 3 days. Sometimes like mornings like this, we don't do anything with the onions when they're wet, moisture. So by the time everything dries off, sometimes it's 11 o'clock before you can start. So you may not have a good day that day, but for the most part, if you get started spraying at 9 o'clock, you could spray the entire crop in 3 days. So that's kind of what it is. It's all automated. This machine is 100% built to spray. That's what it's for. It ain't no good for nothing else. But it regulates the spray as you drive faster or slower. It regulates the amount of spray. So it keeps it at a set 30 gallons per acre. So as you slow down, it slows down the spray. As you speed up, it speeds up the spray. And it's quite a machine.
How many beds does it cover? How many beds do you got?
The machine, whenever it comes with an 80-foot boom. And with all our terraces and the way our land's laid out, we've determined that the best thing to do is to take all that stuff off, and we break it down to basically a 60-foot boom. And I spray 9 panels at a time is what I spray. And the way all our terraces laid out, there's a lot of our terraces, I make 1 round per terrace and I'm done with that terrace and I just move on to the next one. But you can get these things with a 100-foot boom on them, but we don't, around in our area, we just don't need that. So
it's pretty amazing. Watch that thing come through the field, and he's got them booms let out, and it's carrying 60 feet at the time. And as fast as he drives it, it looks like an airplane's about. I tell him all the time, we're gonna put some flaps on it, and they can start air spraying, because I swear I think that thing would leave the ground.
I can normally spray 40 gallons of water per acre at somewhere around 13, 14 miles an hour. So that's usually what I try to keep it at. And one of the main reasons, you want as much pressure to create the smaller droplet size. So you want to keep going, you want to keep speed, and you want to keep the higher pressure. So everybody's on me about speed, but you kind of have to have the speed. So,
all right, so we're here now with some of our newer technology. We just talked to Casey, and he's already gone with his sprayer. He's going to go address some of those issues we found this morning, and he's going to take care of that. Hopefully that'll cure that up, or clean that up and cure that problem. This is some of the new technology I was telling you about. These are agri-spray drones, and we got this trailer, Mike Yoder with New Way Ag. You see New Way Ag on their trailer? This is one of Mike's trailers, and he calls it Mike's Loadout. And you'll be seeing more of that. We're gonna do a demo. Mike's coming down here. Him and a couple of his guys are coming down here on January 31st, and we're gonna have a field demo right here at our farm. Mike's gonna be spraying with our 2 drones, and he's gonna be demonstrating how these spray drones can help in our industry, and I think they're gonna be a big benefit to us. We've been watching these for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. Technology hadn't been quite there, but I think now with these new T100 drones that we're right where we need to be. So we're excited about that, looking forward to Mike coming and showing us the ins and outs of them. But right now I just want to show you a little bit about his trailer, and he'll tell you more about it when he gets here on January 31st. So y'all tune in for that and be expecting that. I think we're gonna have a good day. Again, you see he's got his 1,000-gallon tank here. We got a nurse tank, holds 1,000 gallons. He's got a 175-gallon mixing tank. This is where you mix your chemicals, get everything mixed, and it keeps it circulating, keeps all your chemicals mixed. And then it goes up top. We'll go up top and show you the drones and the platform up here. This is our spray tower, is what we call it. We'll show you all about this. So come on up. All right, so this is a newer technology, so this is gonna be Chase's area of expertise. You know how these young bucks, they love, I can't say a whole lot about them because I kind of played a little myself. I told them myself with some video games and some of the things they do, but listen, this is right up his alley. This is the things he was born to do, I think. Oh, gee, stow up. He's excited about it, we are too. But Chase will walk you around and show you the drones and tell you a little bit about them and how they work.
We got this drone has a 26-gallon tank, a lot lower than what Casey's has.
Yeah.
But we're able to fly much faster than he is. And our fill-up time is a lot less. We can fill up in about 2 minutes versus a 10 to 15 minute timer on them. So this sprays 4 gallons to the acre, so we're able to spray about six acres.
About 6 acres in a tank.
In the tank. And it's pretty straightforward for crops, a double for fellers. Just 1 battery in here. It comes in, you fill up, change your battery, pop a new one in. We have chargers over here with plenty of batteries. And we have generators at the bottom to charge your batteries up here. And by the time we empty a tank, we're at like 50–40%, so it's usually not too much of an issue battery-wise. And
these things spray really fast and they cover a lot of ground. And one of the advantages of this, and I'll tell you just a second, I showed you before where we bogged, you know, we had some rain and we had to get through the field and we bogged and made a big giant mess. We have the same problem. You saw that big sprayer that Casey was on. That thing is the world's worst for trying to spray in wet conditions. So now, when we get in those wet conditions, and maybe it's too wet for that big sprayer, there's areas that's too wet, these things can fly right over the top. They don't leave any tracks, they don't do any damage, and we think the coverage is going to be really, really good, and the efficiency is going to be really good. So there's a lot of reasons that we're moving this direction. We're still learning, we're still getting our feet wet with it, but I think this is really going to be a big benefit to us. Okay, so one thing that Chase pointed out yesterday, when we were getting all this stuff hooked up, we got 2025, I know it's 2026 now, but at the end of 2025 is when these T100 drones came out. So we got the latest and greatest technology, 2025 technology, and we're pulling it with a 1987 John Deere tractor. He said we got the old school pulling the new school. One thing I'll tell you about that little tractor is 1986, my daddy planted his first crop of Vidalia onions. And he made enough money that year in 1986 to buy him a brand new tractor. And you should have seen what he was working with before. So he bought him a new tractor, and this is it. And he bought this John Deere tractor in 1987. And y'all, this tractor's never left our farm. We still use it today, and it still works just as good as it did back then. So
Every single year.
Cool. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And just wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the things we have to do, some of the fungicides we have to use, and the reason we have to use them, some of the technology that we're leaning toward to be more efficient, to have a little bit better speed, be able to address problems as soon as we see them. And overall, what we're looking for is to deliver a better crop and bring a better product from our farm to your table. That's what it's all about. We want to do that as efficiently as we can. We want to give you the best quality that we can. We do want to invite you to come out on January 31st and tune in. If you can come, that'd be great. Come here to our farm, to our office. We're going to have a lunch. We're going to have I think there's going to be John Deere, Lassiter equipment. They're going to be bringing some of their precision ag equipment. That's going to be exciting. Again, Mike Yoder with New Way Ag is going to be here. He's going to be talking about the drones. He's going to be talking about the thermal drone. He's going to do some demos on both of them. And he is the man with this stuff, y'all. He knows them inside and out. All we know is what it looks like. We don't really know how to use it yet, but he's going to teach us, and he's going to be showing everybody just how great these things really are. And they're really nice. I don't know if y'all had any time to look at them or not, but look them up on YouTube, New Way Ag with Mike Yoder. And you'll learn a lot about the agricultural side of the spray drones. But looking forward to that. That's January 31st. Y'all be sure to tune in, and let's keep this sweet ride going.